Hi, I'm Amy. I'm here today in the Polyform Design Center. I'd like to show you the swirl bead technique. This is a sample of a finished swirl bead necklace, and swirl beads are just a lot of fun. Every single one comes out unique and different. The colors look awesome, and Primo has this great new line of accent colors which I love for the swirl beads. The way I pick out some colors, I usually pick four. I like to always use pearls, so in this combination I'm using the purple pearl and the bright green pearl. I've thrown in one of the new blue glitter clays, which is awesome in the swirl bead. And then I'm using the navy as sort of a balance to make all the other colors pop. So roll out equal amounts of each of these colors, and then just go ahead and stack these together like you would if you were making a marble bead. And roll that, twist. So this is just the same as you would for the marble bead technique. Get a lot of these colors working well together and swirling around. Seems kind of messy, but the more modeled and the more random it is, probably you'll enjoy the outcome the most. Once you have a nice log like that, then just take a sharp blade and you can cut off several pieces. Then I just squash that down so it's more into a ball shape and roll it up. And there you have a nice marbled bead. Now we want to go one step further and turn it into a swirl bead. You're going to need a nice glass plate for this, or a piece of plate glass. Be really sure that you don't have any markings or writing on the bottom of the plate that would mark your bead. Line this up right in front of you, and then put your plate right on top. Then just begin swirling in a sort of a large circle motion. And what you see when you look down through the plate is that the bead is actually getting points on the bottom and the top. This is what you call a bicone bead. And what's happening is the clay is sticking to the plate, and then it's being pulled around in circles to make that beautiful swirl. And you can actually see the swirl happening as you look down through the plate. A lot of people like to do this, say 50 or more times as they're swirling around. The more you swirl, the more blended the colors will become. Now, once I like the swirl, I'm slowing way down and pressing down and making smaller circles, and then that gives you what's called a lentil shape, which is very popular for stringing into jewelry. I want to back up and show you what that bicone looks like as you're making the bead. So start again with a marbled ball and start swirling around. Here again, making big circles. You're catching the clay with the plate and making a tip on the top and on the bottom. And if you want to stop, then this makes a beautiful bicone bead with points on the top and the bottom. Here's an example of a way that you might string the bicone bead by making your hole go through the bead from top to bottom. Alright, so now before you bake it, you're probably going to want to put some holes in the clay. This, to me, is one of the biggest challenges of swirl beads, is where do I put the hole? Do I want to run the hole from side to side, or through vertically through two sides and use a large jump ring? Or do you want to go right down through the middle, similar to the bicone bead, and string it that way? So you really want to maybe look at your beads, see how the colors look and how they lend themselves to the type of stringing you're going to do. I'm going to show you how to pierce it from side to side, and I'm using the smallest etch and pearl tool in the Sculpey etch and pearl line. I'm just holding the bead sandwiched between my thumb and my middle finger, and I'm twisting the etch and pearl tool as I go through. Then I can feel the etch and pearl tool just barely sticking out right over here. So I'm going to pull this out gently and then just come back around to where that I can feel it coming out and start again. And then this will give you a really nice hole that's not messy or distorted. Please take your time when you're doing this. Use a small drilling motion so that you don't distort the soft clay, and you'll have a beautiful hole ready for stringing. Just bake these in your oven according to the manufacturer's instructions and enjoy making swirl beads. Hi, I'm Amy. I'm